this critique is for Emily. Emily, real good job. I agree with you that this updated character sheet is looking a lot better. And one of the things that I want you to start thinking about, so you're using a really heavy ink line, and that's looking super sweet and great, but where is the light coming from? How does that heavy line influence, how is that heavy line influenced by the way that the environment is working? So like when there's light coming, like right now light is coming from the window, so this would be a lighter line, this would be a heavier line. And when you start just using that dark line on everything, it changes the impact of the way that it's working. So it has this kind of heavy woodcut look to it, instead of directing the light and showing the fact that this is, even in a very flat, angular style, that this is still a three-dimensional person in a three-dimensional world. As long as the person's, you know, the way that you've chosen to render the person matches the way that you've chosen to render the background, they'll still look real. Like, I'm going to philosophize for a little bit, but only for a little bit, I promise. The idea that you're creating a world, so you have the character, and then you have the world. And a lot of times people will really spend a lot of time designing the characters and make them real, and then they'll draw in a couple lines in the background and like a chair. And the same amount of time and attention needs to be spent on the background. I know we're not doing environments yet, you're just doing the characters, and that's fine, it's good, you shouldn't have thought of that yet. I'm just saying that if you want to get into this really kind of harsh, delineated woodcut look, then great, good, make sure that the background and the environment, I should say environment, because there's no really such thing as background, right? Because there's always something in front of, even if it's just the picture plane, but the environment matches that. So you want to think about those lines on the nose. How is that shading? What is that indicating? Like, so you can see, and I'm pointing to things on the screen like you can see what's on my screen. That's how it works. You can see that same lining when he's going like this with the mason jar. And there's lining here. Well, the same lining is on both sides of the nose, but if you'll look at my rather prominent nose, you'll see that the light's coming over the side, the shading is on the bottom. So think about light, think about shading, think about the way that that's working. So there is something to style, but style should still be reflected in the constructs of the world that you're making, which is kind of heavy stuff. Let's see, the eyes are different. You have both of their eyes different, which is good. Structures of the face are good. I think that's working pretty well. The postures are pretty different, which is great. I love the fish in the mason jar. I think this is going to be fun. Good job. Gold star. And by the way, so far your comments have been excellent. Really good. Good, good, good. Excellent. Good.